why did you join the Army? That's first of all, where are you from and why did you join the Army?
Oh gosh. I was 5 years old and my mother took me to West Point on a visit. And after I had visited the place, I told her I'm going to go to West Point. So I think that's where it began. And I really never deviated from that path. I mean, one of the reasons I went to Virginia Military Institute for a year was that I had not been appointed the first time around to West Point. And I really didn't know much about VMI. My grandfather, I grew up in my maternal grandfather's home. He summoned me to his room and announced to me that he had found a place for me to spend a year before I ultimately went to West Point. And he said, it's a place called VMI. You will like it. You will enjoy it very much. Of course, when I reported to VMI on the first day and someone stopped me on the way through the Jackson Arch and said, give me 72 push-ups for the class of 72, I then discovered that my grandfather was a sick sadist because I said, this is not necessarily what I signed up for. So VMI was probably the best thing that ever happened to me because nothing could have prepared me better. And it also was a place that inculcated strong values of service and integrity and honor and so forth in ways that I don't think we did nearly as well at West Point. And I saw many standards of discipline at that point in 1971 in terms of your appearance and drilling and marching and all these kinds of things were vastly superior to what I found later on going to West Point. And later I read the Patton papers and I found that General Patton's comments about West Point and VMI mirrored my own. One of the things he said, well, West Point is a much more gentlemanly atmosphere. No one can touch you. Whereas at VMI could touch you. And I do remember an upper class, he was a first classman. And I don't really to this day completely know what the hell I did, but he pulled me out of the rat line and held me up against the wall for doing something. And then he said, do you understand? And of course, I wasn't going to say, no, I have no goddamn idea what you're talking about. I said, yes, sir. And he put me back in the rat line and off I went. And of course, we had all these horror stories, most of which are true about what it was like in the rat line in those years. I mean, you would run in place until you threw up. And then when you were finished throwing up, you would run again some more. I mean, it was a much rougher environment, but it was a good preparation for the military academy. It gave me a different perspective because most of the people that go to West Point are 18, straight out of high school. They've never seen anything else. That's all they know. And so there's no ability to sort of stand back, evaluate what is or isn't good or what might be different. So from the very beginning, I was inclined to think a little differently about things.